Hello everyone. So today we discuss some high ability interview questions. So let's us start. First question is interview ask you HA is flapping. Is the traffic is dropped and and it's failover or not? Okay. They want us to know about the HA flapping concept. Okay. So in when HA flapping, it means it may be a flap HA1 or maybe HA2. So you tell to interviewer when HA1 is flapping, it means the exchange of heartbeat and hello message and uh, your configuration sync, HA states information, all this will be break. Okay, when HA is flapping. So when heartbeat exchange stops to send from active to passive, then failover trigger. Okay. But when HA1 is stable, okay, and when HA2 is down, okay, or flapping, it means your failover is not happen, will not happen. Only the they stop to sharing the session sync between active to passive. But HA1 is a stable, so failover will not trigger. So they give you one scenario. So every 5 seconds, HA is flapping. Okay, it means they will ask. So every 5 seconds, HA is flapping. Will is the traffic failover? Failover happen or traffic will impact? Yes, obviously traffic will impact. And failover depend on HA timer configuration. Okay, it's depend on the HA timer setting and the threshold you configure in your environment. So suppose if HA timer is setting to 60, whole time is 60 seconds, and every time but your link is flapping every 5 seconds. So failover will not trigger. Okay, so only traffic will be impact. Okay. So now we discuss second questions. So in second question, I have shared some. So HF flapping in different cluster have the same MAC address for the network interfaces group ID. Okay. So see this one. So this one is my as this one is a Nexus switch in WAN side and it's LAN side. Okay. So this one is a WAN switch and this is the LAN switch. And one HA cluster is connected with the same switch and another cluster is connected with the same switch. Okay. So they will know about what is the importance of group ID. If the same group ID is configured on the same both ability, okay, what will be happen? Okay. So actually, we have a virtual virtual Mac. So that virtual Mac is uh, taken by only active device. Suppose this one is active device, active, and this one is passive. So firewall calculate one virtual MAC address on the basis of group ID. Okay. So that group ID is by using that group ID, they generate a virtual MAC address, and that virtual MAC address is taken only the active one. Once the failover happened, that virtual MAC shifted to this device because when the failover happened, this active device become passive and this one active. So then that virtual MAC shift to that passive active device. Okay. So in the same switch when you use the group ID, same group ID, so there is a conflict MAC address. Okay, so same MAC address is generated by the group ID, and that MAC address is flooding to every interfaces of the switch and that firewall interfaces. Okay, so when both group ID is same, then they confuse the switch confuse traffic is from which cluster, this one or this one. Okay, so you should tell them the group ID is same group ID conflict the virtual MAC address. So switch is confused where the traffic is coming from. Okay, so we should configure the different group ID for the different cluster. Okay, so let me show you uh, in the lab. So this one is my active one. Okay, and when I log in that one, so availability interfaces or okay, okay, that's the one. No. See, so this one is a all interfaces. Okay, and see this is the MAC address. So 01. See the this one is the virtual MAC address. Okay, 01 01 0 0 1. 50 50 50, and the interfaces is 0 1 0 2 0 3 and 0 4. All interfaces it's showing the same virtual MAC address, this one, and that 01 is what is group ID. Okay, see, show you, go to devices and go to the general and see the group ID is here is 1. Group ID it's showing. Okay. So it will calculate the group ID. Okay, on the basis of group ID, this calculate the same MAC address. See this is one whole is the 0 up to this one. You see the is up to this one. Every MAC address is same. Okay. Also this one. Okay. And this one is the interface number. This one. This one is the interface number, and up to this, see, every MAC address is common. Okay, whole MAC address of this common. So, you have seen so group ID is a matter. Okay, on the basis of group ID, they create a virtual MAC address, and that virtual MAC address is active on used by active firewalls who are in the active in cluster. Okay. Now we are just discuss about how the HA1 encryption configure. Okay. So suppose you want to HA1 is before all the before encryption. So they just exchange everything in the clear text. Okay. So they use clear text communication. But suppose your one device, your one firewall is in another place, and other and your other firewall in other place, and you want to communicate and make a HA, configure the HA between that device. So they have a different subnets, one firewall in different subnet, and one firewall in other subnets. So you want to make a configure to HA between that device, then you need to L3 device connectivity between them to configure. Okay, and that L3 device is not someone try to intercept your traffic communication between HA1, and they just do anything. So for that purpose, we have just we want to enable encryption on that HA communication. That is the way how to way to configure. Let's discuss. So first we just download. Okay, download HA keys and upload to intercept. First you download from on that device HA1 key, and that HA key just go to the peer device to upload. Okay, and here you just download the HA key and go to upload that device. Okay, once the HA exchange is uploaded, exchange between the both device. Okay, then you need to configure the SSH. Okay, to install the RSA or activation key between both devices. So let go in lab, and I have show you where you download that. So in device you are seeing there is option certificate. Okay, so in certificate you see there is a export HA key. You just export that HA key. So this one is a first device, and you just download that HA key and upload in to the peer. Oh, here is the import HA keys. So you just go and upload to the peer device, and from the peer device you are download and export here that device. Okay. I want uh, exchange of that HA key between the both devices. Then you want to log in through the CLI and just SSH host and your pure device IP. Pure device IP is my 0.0.11. So just enter. They takes, I think they are taking time. Yeah. So this is the way. Once it you SSS completed, you just go to commit and post. Okay. Then it will be applied. Okay. Now the next question is why failover not happens? What troubleshoot they it will ask you why failover not happens and what troubleshoot step need to perform to fix that one and to check one why it is not failing. So actually, uh, when failover is not happen in some certain condition, okay, first your peer device is not ready to take a active role. Maybe your peer passive device in a non-functional or suspended states. You need to check them. So you just go to here peer from the peer device. You just go to the peer device. This one is my peer device. Okay. So you just go to and check the HA from the dashboard. You just see what is the current state of my peer device. So it's showing passive, but in some case your maybe your passive not in passive state, it's maybe non-functional or maybe in suspended states. Okay, that time your passive device is not ready to take a active role. Then you need to check is any your HA1 or HA2 may be down. Okay, so you need to check HA status. Okay, from the GUI or through the CLI. So you just check here HA1 is up or down. Okay, and you need to check the if any interfaces is down, but that interface is not calling the link monitoring. So if any interfaces firewall interface is your down, okay, but you not configure that interface in the link monitoring, that time the failover is not triggered, so failover will not happen. Your path monitoring, your the critical you are not configured any critical IP in the path monitoring. So if any critical IP is unreachable, then failover is not triggered. So and your firewall, your CPU, RAM, memories, everything is working fine. That time your failover is not triggered. So one by one, you just explain every things in an interview so the interviewer can understood you have an idea how to troubleshoot that if a failover is not happen. Eh? Okay. Let me so use fifth question. So if the session sync not happen, then what to do? Suppose your session is not sync. Okay. So this now currently so running config is sync. Okay. So what will we do if sync is not happening between peer active to passive? So you first manually just try to fix that one. So every time when your sync is not happening, that go to the active one. Okay, from the active one you just try to sync your So see, this one is my active one. So this one is active one. So here you from every time when your sync is not happening from active to peer, then you just perform fix from manually through the GUI. Just click from the active device only. Okay. If you perform but it is not fixed, then go to the CLI and just config request, okay, high ability sync remote, okay, running config, and just click. If they asking yes, just right click on the yes. Okay. So through the CLI, you just perform that one, then you see the sync is happening between active to passive. Okay. So these are the things you need to know basically. In interview you can explain better way to understood how to interviewer know to how you work in the real environment, and you have idea how to do perform the troubleshoot to fix the issue in real environments. Okay, so we will discuss more questions. Okay, for the some perspective for interview perspective. Okay. So one thing in interview, basic when you go for the L2 position, so they have just asked simply. So tell them what is the prerequisite to form the HA. Okay. So to make a HA, configure the HA. So we need some conditions. Okay. So in the hardware, when we talking about hardware level, so you tell them in hardware level, both device model is same. Okay. Both device model should be same. Okay. If you take one side 850, okay, and you take other side 3200 series device, then HA will be not form. Okay, HA is not in will work. Okay, so you must if you take one side 850 and you should take other side 850 also. Okay, and the interfaces you configure in one device, you must same interface you need to take other for peer device. Okay, so this one is the hardware level configuration. And when you just talking about in the software, okay, so same software version need to install on the both active in one and peer device. And license must be same on the same device. If you take wildfire, threat prevention, every license, see here, the antivirus, threat prevention, app version. So every license should be same on the both devices. Then your HA will be formed. Okay. So thank you everyone. We will meet in another video with a new topics. Okay. Thank you everyone.